See me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're all here. Good. All right, so I guess we're supposed to pick one of the ideas the four of us came up with, right?
Yeah, sounds like.
Did everyone go over and read them?
Yeah. I really like Antonio's idea about the student loan debt thing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Obviously, that appeals to everybody. We all have that. But
You see what he said about that one, because I don't think he liked it that much, honestly.
oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't want to use one that he didn't like. You know what I mean? That's what I was just going through and trying to.
I didn't even see that he answered them.
It was just in the comments on the grades.
Oh.
Done it a little bit. Was that my first example or my second? I'm sorry.
I think that was your first one.
I'm looking it up in ours. Well, in mine, I guess. What is it even under? The demonstration.
It would be under the little. You see where like the little message tab is next, right where your clicker, right where your mouse is. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's my mouse.
This one.
Nope. Go down.
That's where it was.
Yep. Yeah, that on the module 3 ideas.
Okay. Ignore the F.
Oh, I got an F too. I got the same thing. 6 out of 15 also.
Those quizzes during the quizzes that were in the video, I was like, am I the only one that's like has no idea how half the things related to the video?
Have you got anything over a 28.5 on any assignment?
No, that's what I got on all of them too. 28.5
out of every single thing. I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No, I just don't think he'll give a perfect, which is fine.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he didn't like my ideas either. Oh. No, I've gone straight 28.5. Nothing. There's no median.
No, that quiz though. I swear I read those questions like 20 times, and I'm like, I have no idea. It's one or the other, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the play pause one. I emailed him about that, and thank God he fixed it, because I was very I wasn't happy with that one.
Oh. So what did he say about your education one, Antonio? Did he say he liked it or no?
Okay, so he said my first one did not have so that was education.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to navigate through 2 different screens right now. Hold on.
You're good. I can bring it up. Do you want me to bring it up? Oh, well, you have to see what he said anyway on yours. I was like, I can bring up the ideas on this one.
He said you set up a problem in the first example, but don't really explain what your solution is, and more importantly, why it exemplifies the ideas under discussion. And then he talked about the second one. So I basically put that, people. What I was trying to say was that people, obviously education isn't cheap, but for the right reasons, it shouldn't be, because then like a degree from one institution doesn't mean as much as a degree from a second institution.
Right.
So that was kind of where I was getting at, but there should be a way that, you can integrate the way you like to track your progress in school. And if you're exceeding the expectations for your, a certain scholarship or FAFSA, you should be able to capitalize on that, and you should be able to earn more money towards your scholarship or whatnot. That's what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm. So you were using it as an example of transfer or integration?
Integration.
Okay.
Using the 2 precedents, as in your grades and your the money that's given to you through FAFSA.
Right. Okay. Do we all agree we want to use that one?
Yeah, and we can just expand on what he didn't like about it, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Jack, I don't think your thing's working. Your audio.
Happens every time.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
okay. I like that's why I keep like watching everyone. Like I see their mouth move, and I'm like, oh, you don't hear anything.
So just let me know.
Yeah, no worries. Did you agree on that one too?
Yeah, he ripped mine apart, so yeah, that works.
Oh, good. Okay. So, what's easiest for everyone? Do you want me to bring up his idea on this screen, and then we'll go through whatever we actually? Yeah. Okay. So we have to.
Find a group coordinator to record the meeting.
Yeah, did it. Done.
Awesome.
I almost did forget. But okay, so using these ideas as a base, blah blah. I am less concerned about the brilliance of idea than I am you getting good handle on how they okay. Identify the different kinds of knowledge expertise. Okay. All right. So do you want me to bring up Antonio's idea on here, or you want me to just leave this screen on?
I have his brought up, so I mean it's up to you guys, but
Yeah, I have it on my.
Yeah, I do too.
Between tabs.
Okay. All right. So do we want to take notes on all this, or are we just gonna write off of the video? I'm gonna take notes because I'm
taking notes.
Yeah, I will forget what we talk about.
Mhm.
And I will not watch the video probably back. Okay, so discuss clearly how it represents one of the 3 types of integrations listed above, what makes it ingenious. This is the heart of the assignment.
Okay, so what are we going to say it, which one is it? Is it a conceptual blend? Is that what we're calling it as the best example?
I thought it was going to be integration.
Integration?
Is that what you had in mind, Antonio?
Yeah, I had integration, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that's like the best way to go about it. I could be wrong. It might be conceptual blending or transfer might be a better. I just used integration because like through integration you can kind of use these different precedents and it might make it a little easier to understand.
I almost want to say it, to me, it looks like a conceptual blend just because it's all like existing things that it's just kind of combining, making a new idea about.
Okay, that works for me. Whatever, I mean,
just,
writing down ideas at that point.
Yeah. All right. So under conceptual blend. And how it represents that. You can talk more on it, I guess, because it's your idea. Jot down stuff.
Through conceptual blending, I think that there should be a way that So after seeing what's on your screen, when figuring out, if you're looking there, when figuring out what your deliverable will be, conceptual blends. You obviously have to keep your grades up to keep a scholarship, but FAFSA doesn't really look at that. All FAFSA does is look at your total credits taken, and it goes off that. So I think there could easily be a way that the two are combined, and we figure out a way to fix that.
Yeah, but isn't FAFSA just kind of letting you know how much you're eligible for? It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's still student loans. It's not like it's a.
FAFSA will also take into account credits taken, and if your credits taken, I guess exceeds the credits amounted for, then they'll start, I guess, taking money out instead of giving it back in.
But isn't it in the amount of student loans you can take out? I mean, FAFSA is not a student or not a scholarship. I mean, you can't get scholarship from FAFSA, right? Okay.
Jack, yours is not working again.
I don't know why it does that.
Yeah.
I have to mute myself, but I mean, FAFSA isn't that just where they give you money based on like what your parents are making, or how much money you're making at Vickers?
Based off your parents.
Yeah. But
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do, just so we have it? I'll copy Antonio's idea and just put it in like the chat. So don't eat that. I'm sorry, my dog's eating something. I'll put it in the chat thing so we can all see. It's the first one, right? You have up here?
Yep.
Let me paste.
I mean, I don't want to backtrack any and go back or anything, but if we are kind of, he tore apart yours, but the first you had, I could personally expand on it significantly with my own experience. And something that already exists for larger companies and corporations, but they don't. It's not something that residents use, and it's kind of that's a pretty neat idea as well. That I could maybe probably help expand on that and easily bust out a 400-word paper. But if anyone, I don't know. We're kind of at a couple roadblocks.
I personally don't. I don't care. I mean, we can use whatever one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
I mean, if you have more to say on your idea, I'd totally be fine with that.
Okay. I have a hard time hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
Shit right now.
But anyway, we keep moving on. I was just saying.
I can watch it. Hold on. You guys do what you do. I'm gonna fix it.
So, Chris, yours was breaking up. So we want to keep the same idea, or we want to like build off?
No, we can keep it. We can keep the same idea and keep moving along. I was just saying, if we do kind of run into a roadblock and can't get any farther with it, we'll want to look at another one. No, we keep moving.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah.
Together. Okay. I'm gonna go back to. Nah, that's not what I needed over here. Okay. So does everyone have enough information about how it represents a conceptual blend, or do we want to talk more about that? Oh, we lost Jack.
Let's wait for him to get back.
Mm-hmm. Can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. Oh, I hear you, but now you're like frozen.
Better.
Okay. I think we might be good.
I got Jack on 2 different screens.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I do have Jack on 2 different screens too.
Yeah.
What I do.
Oh, you're still like super quiet, but yeah.
A window open? I think that's what it is.
Is what?
You have a window open?
I mean, just Chrome.
No. I meant like a window, like
Oh,
window.
no. It's closed.
Oh.
On my computer, I was like, no.
All right, let's just keep going. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think conceptual blending works better with it than integration. I think that's probably what he meant by me not being clear on that at first. I think if I would have used conceptual blending, it probably would have made a lot more sense to him.
Okay.
So I think conceptual blending would make the idea seem more appealing.
Mhm. Okay, so we're all good with how it represents conceptual blending, right? For step 4, or do you need to talk about it more?
It works.
It works for me.
Good. Oh, Chris, I think you're frozen.
Wow.
This is a rough meeting this time. Chris is definitely frozen.
Wi-Fi not helping us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you're unfrozen now. You're good.
Is it better? Okay.
Good.
Okay, so identify the different kinds of knowledge and expertise your group would have to make this product, idea, service, task, or solution a reality. What are the individual elements that make it up that you are somehow combining? So the individual elements obviously are the FAFSA and grades. Would we combine anything else?
I mean, you probably have to know how many, like at least an estimate of how many kids would be eligible for that scholarship to know how much money you would need to be able to give away, you know?
Right,
So have to have some idea of numbers before.
right.
Probably have to, who pays for FAFSA? I'm assuming the government pays for FAFSA.
I think the government will fund it, and then that's why it's a loan, so you'll pay it back at some point. I think the FAFSA loans start either the day after you graduate or 6 months. I am unsure of the time period, though.
I want to say 6 months sounds familiar to me. I don't know if anyone else has
Yeah, it's 6 months.
it is
6 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the different kinds of knowledge and expertise your group would have to make this product, idea, service, task, or solution a reality?
We're all
We're
users
all
of it. Yeah.
Do all of us have loans taken out, and like, do we have tuition through FAFSA?
Yep, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another one.
I mean, this isn't something we've gone over, but you always seem to get more unsubsidized than you do subsidized loans, and I wish it was kind of the other way around, or there was a way to balance it out a little bit more, so you weren't having to build interest throughout your time you're in school, and it would because that kind of sucks. And like I have loans from before, and even though they're deferred right now, I still have to. My interest is still occurring on the unsubsidized ones.
Right.
So I mean that would help a lot too. Like if you're early on in your education, maybe there's more subsidized loans than there are unsubsidized. So that way they're not building interest for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's really fun when it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
What are the individual elements that make it up that you are somehow combining? We pretty much went over that. I just wrote that the grades for scholarships, FAFSA's total credits, and number of kids eligible for scholarships. Is there anything else we can think of?
If not a number, maybe a percent that the school can qualify for based off of the amount of students that attend that school. I mean, if you look at Arizona State versus a private institution, Arizona State has 75,000 more kids than most private institutions.
Right.
I mean,
do you want to specify it, like the idea is for all colleges or just one to start, too?
I think the only way you could do it if you want to specify it for all colleges is by giving a certain percent.
Right.
I think that's the only way you could do it, because 25% of kids to one college is much different than another.
Right.
5,000 kids, that might be every kid at one college, compared to that's less than 10% of kids at ASU.
Yeah. So we're gonna use the percentage over like a number of kids.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay. What kinds of people trained and what kinds of knowledge would be needed to make this idea a reality?
Board of directors,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Board of directors and maybe like student government or
politicians.
Really. Politicians.
Yeah, because they're in control of the FAFSA.
Mm-hmm.
What about student input? Probably not, right?
I mean, every student's gonna want more money towards their education.
Right.
At the end of the day, so I don't think the student. I mean, obviously, I think the student input's important, but maybe not for this specific part of the assignment.
Getting it started, yeah.
I don't know if there's it doesn't say to have a section, but I mean, if there was something that was going to cause problems with this idea, the only thing I could think of is you create a larger amount of money you can borrow, and then colleges are just going to cost more. I mean, if you have more money that you can borrow, then I mean, it's just going to cost more, and I don't know if that'll turn into a slippery slope.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there'd have to be a way to control that to make sure that, if they're getting more money, that they're not just going to gouge them, the students more.
Yeah. So it's kind of like oh gosh, what's the analogy? Like a double-ended sword where you're trying to help the student, but it could also kind of backfire too. I mean, it's good. I don't think he would discredit us for putting that as like a possible disadvantage of it.
I agree with you.
What would you have to master from the old ways of thinking and doing things in order to make sure that your deliverable is effective? And the deliverable is just conceptual blends. Oh no, Jack, we can't hear you again. No. 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 Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand it. I just have to mute myself and unmute it. But what I was saying is how they like bracket like parental incomes. We just have to learn like master how to bracket for how good your grades are going. And at the same time, another kind of like not just another con for it is you have to just like let people know ahead of time of what like if they get a certain GPA, how much money will they be getting? Because obviously people have to plan out like how they're going to afford their next semester of college.
Right.
And so like the difference between getting like a 3.45 and a 3.51 could be like catastrophic. And, like, faster.
Right. So that would help at least the students gauge like how they need
You
to.
have to just have it all laid out and like
Right.
who's getting what for how much GPA or however many good grades.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. So how we would make, like what would we have to master from the old ways of thinking? I think it would just be more of basically how FAFSAs ran now and just pretty much change that. Is there anything else we can think of as far as changing from the old ways?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do we think we have enough? Because I know that like the next thing is basically like plan the next meeting. Do we think we have enough information for the writing assignment? I haven't looked it up completely, but
That's a difficult.
I could tell you. You want me to tell you what the writing assignment is? I have it up.
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so the first one is a synopsis of your group's ingenuous product, idea, service, or task solution, and what problem does it address. So that's obviously, the college funding and, equal opportunity for education type of thing.
Mhm.
And then number 2 is how does it demonstrate integration, conceptual blends, transfer? Make sure you emphasize this. This is the point of the assignment. So that's number 4. Number 4 highlighted basically. What previously existing ideas, products, services, tasks does it draw on? So it draws on the the foundation of FAFSA when that started, and how scholarships. I mean, scholarships are good, and ASU does give a lot of scholarships. But I have had a few different friends at ASU. That's why I kind of picked this topic. That lost their scholarships, and then FAFSA wasn't an option, and they weren't able to pick up. Not that they weren't able to pick up the slack, but there's a difference there, and that part wasn't covered, and that transpired them to be transferring home and going to community college and trying to get more money somehow.
Right.
That's number 3, and then number 4 is the what did your group do well, and that question.
All right. Oh, do we want to, as far as creating this into like a new idea, are we going to take into consideration the parental, like, how much they make per year, or are we going to like try to disregard that?
That was my question as well.
I mean, I think it should be a factor to some extent. Like if your parents are making upwards of $500,000 a year, I'm pretty sure you could probably fund a college education for your son or daughter.
Mhm.
But maybe we need to agree on maybe like a cutoff, like where does that truly come into play? And
Right.
And I mean, everyone has different expenses, and you know what I mean? Someone that, might make that much money, maybe not live as lavishly as someone else who makes that amount of money. So, I mean, there's differences, but I mean, I think that it has to be talked about it to some extent.
Right. Yeah, I agree that it has to be taken into consideration. Do we know, as far as like divorce and everything goes, like does FAFSA take in consideration like still both parental, what they make like salaries, or do they just take it from whoever is the like main guardian?
It's whoever claims you as your dependent.
Okay.
And so if your parents' taxes are filed jointly, then it's both of them combined. If it's just one, then it's just that person.
Okay, so FAFSA says that if your parents are divorced, separated, or were never married, and do not live together, you fill out the FAFSA based on your custodial parent, and the custodial parent is usually the one that would be making more money, or based on the situation, I guess. But.
Right.
Because I mean, the way they know how much they make is based. You have to have your parents' taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Whoever, and then whoever has you.
All right. Is there anything else that we want to go over?
I think I'm good.
I think we're good.
Jack, I looked like you said we're good, but I can't hear you, so I'm thinking you said
good. Not good.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
Is next week good for everyone else? Same time? Father's Day. Do we need to make any changes for Father's Day?
It is Father's Day. Yeah, that's all right. Is that all right for everyone? 6:00 next Sunday?
Works for me.
No. Jackson, no or yes? That's a yes. Okay.
Okay. Audio works or not, but yes.
Yeah, now you got words. It's going back and forth.
I think Jack might just have to get a whiteboard and start holding up his
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like write yes or no and like it sounds good.
I'll just be in the chat room the entire time, just typing.
Yeah. All right, I'll make up the meeting for next week, and then I'll send the ID in our text messages.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool.
Can you also forward the notes like you did for the first week?
Yes, I'll make them a little bit neater because right now it looks a little crazy, but I'll make them neater.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the assignment until later on probably anyway. So.
Yeah, no problem. And then whoever else took notes too, if you want to share them in the group text, that's fine for everyone.
I've got like 4 things written down, but I'll put it. Yeah, I'll send it.
Yeah, mine, it doesn't. It's just like a list of things, but yeah, I'll write them. We're good.
All right.
All right. See you guys next week.
See ya.